All right, YouTube, what's up? This is Terrence Barker, and today we're talking generational wealth.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
All right, YouTube, when it comes down to it, I thought I might have to come up on this subject because today we're having a lot of men versus women these days.
Ask a woman, you know what? Why don't we just wear Old Navy clothes for about 5 years, get our money up, don't buy any makeup, no hair products, no purses, no handbags, no shoes. She's probably going to divorce you. She ain't going for that. She needs those logos.
Supposed to settle for a regular type dude.
We're having a lot of people sitting here saying they don't need a man.
We don't need them.
We do.
No, because they're lesbians.
Or they're opting out of the dating scene with women.
There's no 3-date rule. There's no manipulation. Tired of getting ghosted and flaked on? I suggest you get your passport and go overseas.
And they keep bragging about a particular subject about building generational wealth, at the same time.
Generational wealth.
Building that generational wealth together.
And I kind of understand why people are tired, but at the same time, we are not repping the fundamentals when it comes to building families, which is why I'm talking about it today, as I am my family's keeper, to kind of give you an insight on how to build a family, especially when it comes to taking into consideration generational wealth. Now, in order to have generational wealth, the first thing you need is a generation. So with this, I don't need a man, or, I'm opting out of the dating scene, and you're sitting here saying that you want to build up generational wealth. Well, you're kind of not doing things realistically, or you're going to have to do things very unconventionally to have a generation. Because as a man, what do I need? I need a lady. And building a generational wealth is all about two people coming together, building up something that is greater than themselves. Because no matter how you slice it, we all need each other, both men and women. We are a family together. And it's crazy to think that people are going out here believing that they could do it alone. Even if you do things unconventional, a man or a woman had to play in that part. So if you were a lesbian couple, there was a man who played that part in helping that child being born. If you were a homosexual couple, like a gay couple as mans, then a woman played in that part to help that child being born. We need each other, both men and women, no matter how you cut it, how you slice it, and we're here to stay, and at the same time, every child born on this planet was birthed through a woman, came through the body of a woman, and it's needed to be respected, and we need to stop dividing each other in this fashion. To build a family is to build a legacy. We work good together, and it is our prize that we all are trying to win at the end. We need each other. Which leads me to one of the points about settling, because a lot of people don't know what settling means. Hence the term settle down. Because you have a lot of people saying, I don't want to settle, or should I just settle? And the problem is this: settle means to resolve a problem or an issue, or to come to an agreement about, So if you can't settle, you can't work out problems, you can't work out issues, you can't do none of that. You can't adult. Matter of fact, if somebody was to date you and you don't know how to settle, I would sit here and say that they need to stay away from you, because you're toxic. You can't solve problems with other people. You can't work them out. can't come to an agreement about something, you can't adult. You're not ready for any relationship until you're able to come to an agreement or conclusion about something. That's an adult task. And that's a relationship task of somehow or some way. Matter of fact, you can't even begin to build the wealth because you don't even understand how to come to an agreement in a business sense. So settling should not look like a bad word. It should actually be a good thing. Everybody should want to know how to settle, because you got to come to an agreement or resolve a problem, right? That's what adults do. That's what business and business women do, And to take it all back with this generational stuff that you need first, you need a generation first. It's two people having to come together to build something that they realize that they can't do on their own without unconventional means, like such as adoption or something like that, or dealing with other people. It's those two people coming together, and they're sitting here saying, well, in order to build this generation to have a kid on my own, I'm going to need another person. So we got to make an agreement on how we're going to build this generation, and also how we're going to establish this wealth generationally and these habits and these norms with this family to pass on throughout the ages. That's what needs to happen first. Two people got to agree. And right now, we're having a lot of disagreement up in the world because some people want to go with a hybrid of traditional and non-traditional means into a relationship. And the thing is, you could build it however you want it. But I'm going to give you some fundamentals. Look, when it comes down to looking for your mate, you don't want to look for your mate based upon them being totally like you. No. What you want is somebody who has some things in common with fun with having you, with you. Because like if you guys have some things in common about having fun, that's cool. So when things get boring or something like that, you can spice things up. But you want somebody who is the total opposite when it comes down to your strength and your weaknesses. And this is why. Not everybody could be the quarterback on the team. Matter of fact, if the team was comprised of just quarterbacks, there would never be a winning game. And normally quarterbacks are not good on their feet when it comes to speed. They're very good at throwing. They're not always good at catching. So quarterbacks are good at handing the ball off, but quarterbacks normally do lack in speed in comparison to other players. So why do I bring that up? Just because somebody is not exactly like you doesn't mean that they can't help you guys win the championship or this Super Bowl, or get this trophy. The running back normally doesn't throw the ball well or the wide receiver, but they're quick on their feet, unlike the quarterback. They're very quicker than the quarterback usually on any given team. They're very good at holding onto the ball as well as catching the ball. They're very well rounded out outpacing other players and other teammates so they can't be caught because they're very deceptive in some ways. So they're not like the quarterback, and normally they outweigh the quarterback. Normally they're larger and bigger, more powerful, especially when it comes to running backs to run over people. So just because somebody is not like you doesn't mean they don't have value. That guy who is the running back is strong in other areas that the quarterback is not. His strength, where he's at, is actually where the quarterback is normally weak at. And these days we always seem to ask in the social media, and now the social media is bleeding over to the mainstream lifestyle, is that we're asking for people like us. oh, I make 100,000. I need somebody to make 100,000, if not more. I mean, that's cool. But how about somebody who knows how to manage money? You know, you can make 100,000, but can you manage 100,000 very well? You might need somebody to manage it. You know, also, even though that you're making 100,000 and you're good at making money, are you good at building a home? Maybe you might need someone at home, because you can have all the provisions and all the money in the world and still come out with a crappy generation. Just look at the Trumps. You know, all those kids got money and stuff like that. But how well is those family members' morals? Or even the Kardashians. All those children have money and stuff like that. True to be. But when you look at the family, every one of them has a broken relationship, a broken home, and divorce. None of them are really doing well when it comes down to it. Which brings me to the subject of that generational wealth also deals with generational health, because wealth is about well-being. All right. It's about having not just the money, but all your provisions taken care of, as well as your well-being. Hence the term wealth, well-being. So it means that your money is there, your health care is there, your dental is there, the roof over your head and all your utilities is paid for. Also, you have a good homely sense, you know, and everything gets established about you and your family's well-being. That's what the original word really came from. You know, but these days we think it's all about money. No, it's not. It's about the well-being of the household. So when it comes to generational wealth, you know, you could build up all those provisions, the physical, but can you build up the well-being that comes with taking care of that physical to pass it down generationally? You know what I'm saying? Because some people are rich and they're passing down money generationally, but very few people are wealthy. Now, if you look at the Warren Buffetts, that's what you want to do. The Buffett family, the Wall family, everybody's married and they're doing pretty well and stuff like that. And they've been passing that down for generations. HEB, Nike, stuff like that. Those families is what you want to look at versus these rich families whose well-being and mental health is all shot to crap. You know, so we need to start coming together and start understanding some things. In order to have generational wealth, first we need to establish a generation. And then in order to establish a generational wealth, once the generation is established, we need to establish generational health. Now, I will go deeper into this topic and subject later on, but we need to stop breaking up the home and stuff like that and trying to have people play certain roles and positions when the key is just getting in where you really fit in. You know, doing what works best for you. Just because somebody doesn't make what you make don't mean that they can't contribute. I mean, you might have a degree making $100,000 a year, but you might have student loans. And they may not be making as much as you, but they could be working a stay-at-home job while taking care of the children, help paying off your student loans. And then when them student loans is paid off, they can start contributing to your retirement account. So it's all about planning to take care of that generation. And that's what needs to be established first before you guys try to jump the gun and talk about somebody saying worthless because they don't make as much money.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.